Woo! What's up, everybody? We are back. First, introducing the chief engineer of the Starship Faulkner Prize, Chaos Rain.
What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good?
Coming up as your captain,
Mm-hmm.
the Office of Goddamn Law, the Black Superman, the Panther, the Deadly. Yours truly, Charles Faulkner Jr., coming at you once again, killing the late night screams, okay, and streams. How many times, Chief Engineer, do I have to come back to this subject to
Hey,
prove,
we yes, we had
to
to.
prove
Mm-hmm.
once again the three things the black community does not give a flying, crawling, soaring, swinging, running, flying fuck about.
Yes,
Do you know
yes.
what this came about?
How did it came about, partner?
Speaking to a childhood friend of mine, and she told me that all the black women love their sons. I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, we're gonna have to juxtapose this shit against each other, put it in contrast, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's all, but black males in the black society are looked up as expendable. And I'm not talking about the Sylvester Stallone movie with all the past their prime action heroes.
Yep.
I said, okay, it's too bad that, too many ladies out there don't even understand the feminist ideology they have when they even say it. Well, that's not true, Charles. Okay. Why are your boys doing worst off in school compared to any other race of boys? Well, you got to understand the fathers. So you got to understand something. The men who have their God given duties issued from them from whatever celestial being you believe that ordained you to have these, for men to protect, provide, problem solve, and procreate. Okay? And I'm down with that. I am the first motherfucker to tell you there's not a damn thing in this planet that keeps you from being a man or excuse you from it. Excuse me. But weren't you ordained to be the first teacher? The the introducer of culture? You allow your sons to be on the bottom of the list. The only thing we top at is incarceration.
That's just fucking sad, bro. That is sad. That should be alarm. That should be a red flag.
Stats like that make me want to just take my fucking 40 fucking cigars in this beautiful brand new box and toss it about 20 feet away from me
Mm-hmm.
and let the chips fall where they lay. Now, I never said black men, you'll never hear me say black men are perfect.
Mm-hmm.
We're great, but we're
Mm-hmm.
not perfect. We chase perfection, but we know we're not. But as soon as I asked her,
Mm-hmm.
do you listen or respect male authority? Well, if I listened to my husband, I'd have lost everything. So why did you marry him?
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of women just don't want to talk about practicality. A lot of them don't.
Mm-hmm.
In the short time where I'm grateful for my subscribers and getting me over the 1,000 hump, have we not seen
Mm-hmm.
the feminist inf- inf- infantry women
Yeah.
rise up with their verbal rifles looking
Mm-hmm.
at their front to rear sights, trying to take aims
Mm-hmm.
and pop shots
Yeah.
each and every time they get defeated.
Mm-hmm.
Each and every time we get defeated. But yet, not one person could ever debunk me on the three things we don't give a fuck about in this community.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, black boys.
Mm-hmm.
How is it you're 3 to 5 times more likely to end up in a negative encounter with law enforcement?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How is it that if your white counterparts sits in front of that judge,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get a much harsher sentence? Let's not even go to the criminal justice system. How is it that every time you send a black boy to a damn school, how quickly is he going to be diagnosed with a mental or learning disorder?
Mm-hmm.
Did we not come out with the literature that said how boys learn kinesthetically
Mm-hmm.
and girls learn oratorily?
Mm-hmm.
But yet, all this love, right?
Yep.
All this love. Not one of you went to the school board and said we want separate schools from our boys and girls because we're tired of seeing our boys ending up in special ed. We
Yep.
need a mandate of
Mm-hmm.
strong heterosexual black male teachers. We need a mandate to
Mm-hmm.
reinstate my brother's keeper. But it's always the black feminists. What about the girls? You already in the White House. We trying to get out the poorhouse.
Facts.
Hell, we're not even in the halfway house. But yet, I'm told that you love these motherfucking boys.
Mm-hmm.
What's that old black saying? The devil's a lie, chaos.
Oh yeah. Big lie.
But yet, if I have to play contrast to what my homegirl said compared to the evidence that's set before us,
Mm-hmm.
things will be contrary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
brother Leon, thank you once again, brother, for the cash app.
That's right.
Oh man, you were awesome. And come by the house this week because we working out. Faulkner Fitness. How is it that your sons are the least employed, least educated, least cared? Why? But they're the most incarcerated, the most likely to return. There's nothing wrong with that.
I have a big problem with that, bro.
Why aren't you pushing your son into the police explorers, JROTC, trades, STEM? But you will constantly go out of your way. China White, thank you, love. Woo! But you will constantly put your son not to the way of success,
Mm-hmm.
but in harm's way. We had a story about a year or two ago in Baltimore A black woman, it could be any woman, but a black woman because we're 70% black.
Yeah.
We're just you go from feeling sorry for her to asking some very compulsory questions.
Yeah.
She lost three of her sons to the streets of Baltimore. When she buried one son, a shootout, a drive-by happened. She lost another one. That third and last son tried to avenge his brother's death at the funeral, lost his life. I will hear that my son will not die in nobody's war, but you allow him to die in the streets. And here's the shameful part. You don't even have insurance to bury his ass. How the fuck is it that every child you birth, you outlive? Don't worry, we're going on to fellas too. But guess what? I'm going to dig into women's asses a little bit first. Every time I heard man, I've heard women say to a lot of these mothers, give your boys to their fathers. You heard all kinds of rhetoric, all kinds of vitriol. Well, he doesn't want anything to do with the child. Wait a minute, let's back up, sis.
Mm-hmm.
As the old club mix used to say, ho now, hey now. Ho now, hey yeah. Let's whoa player, whoa. So you telling me you picked the worst type of father to have a child by, but for how long was it my body, my choice? So I fucking refuse to just put the blame just on the men. But the one damn thing I can respect about men, when we fuck up, at least we let you know we fucked up, and we actually put an effort to try to overturn that fuck up. How is it? See, a lot of people look at Freddie Gray, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even understand that Freddie Gray. Uh, a lot of people don't even look at Freddie Gray, for instance, right?
Okay.
He was given a substantial amount of money for a check because he had lead. Why are you still living in the projects when you have enough money to buy a house and to get your son the fuck out of the hood?
I question that, bro. I question that.
And maybe, just maybe, you would have prevented your son's death. But once again, we think shallow. We don't think long term. We live for the here and now. I've heard many of black men who complain about these black boys. They're running amok. They're doing all this. They're juvenile delinquents. They're doing all this stuff. But guess what? Are you going to mentor them?
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to give them a job? Are you going to give them some training? And the crowd goes silent. Are you going to tutor them? Well, that's their father's job. When you played sports, did you play for your father? When you were in a classroom, was your father the teacher? When you did have males? When that male kept you from getting your ass whooped, was that your father? Oh, we can't answer that anymore, huh? But yet, we'll look at these kids like they're monsters, but we'll smile in somebody else's face when another race of kids come around us. But also, Faulkner, these boys, they don't know anything. Did you take the time to show them? Did you take the time to sip? Did you take the time to make them refined? The answer would be an astounding hell no. See, the purpose of my brother's keeper was to have the federal government finance you a better class of black male. You wonder why you are paying some exorbitant amounts of fucking child support. You're going to prison faster than a speeding bullet. But what happened? You allow a couple of bitches built like linebackers to bitch you. But yet, you wonder why they don't fucking respect you as the head of the household. Hmm. But but also, folk, the women out here, we're red pill, we're blue pill, we're it doesn't matter what fucking pill you are, you're still a fucking man. Good, you're aware of fucking female nature. Does that stop you from being a man?
No. Does it stop you from opposing the environment as men that we should be? No. Does it stop you for not taking risks? No. And matter of fact, and heads up to all people that's listening, once the channel gets back up on Chaos Reign, I'm probably gonna re-look at this thing called Risk and Reward. I'm gonna do volume 2 of this because I've discovered the issues with black men and black women right now, bro, in regards to looking at each other as odds instead of unions, is this thing we call risk. They're looking for what we call a nice little illusion of perfection, where there's nothing going to go wrong if we decide to go as far as two unions to be married legally. And I'm telling you right now, black people, did your grandmothers worry about that? Did your fathers, grandparents, even your parents, if someone had intact families, had that problem? And mind you, nothing is perfect. I want people to know that. So why you expect that you came from a generation, a generation that is going to be perfect? I'll wait. The one thing I will give credit to a lot of parents, including your parents, Charles, including my parents, writer shit was not so smooth, but they damn sure made it work. And that's something that we, no matter if we're a millennial or a Gen Xer, forgot to do.
Exactly. You do the best that you can with the situation that you have.
Yeah.
See, you learn how to be a damn good card player, a damn good chess player, a damn good risk player.
Mm-hmm.
What is the motto of the Special Air Service of Great Britain? Their version of special operations. He who dares wins. Are you raising your boys to be daring?
Mm-hmm.
No. Are you raising your boys to be to be courageous? No. Creative? No. Positions of power? No.
No,
Leadership?
especially that.
No.
Yep,
Strong?
leadership.
No.
No.
You
None of
treat
that.
him like a goddamn. You treat him like he's a burden. You treat him like he's your heavy, like he's your thug. He's your hired goon.
You treat him like a toy, something that you get tired, you throw away.
See, I'm going to tell you something about this sector right here. This channel, there's not a goddamn thing that excuses you from being a man, a gentleman at that, and there's not a damn thing that the ladies from the women from being a lady.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And we looking at a couple of people in this YouTube streets
Mm-hmm.
that have been looking suspect the last couple of days, couple of weeks, couple of months.
Bro, it's even deeper than that. Even someone that said they are so-called business mindedly and said they're entrepreneurial type stuff. How the fuck you suck in relationships and worry about someone gonna get you for all your goddamn money? Nigga, you don't got shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'll go in further. And the only reason I'm saying is just heads up. Y'all talk about this European man. One thing is I give him credit. No matter what his situation is, nor his empire's falling, he still takes that risk. Jeff Bezos lost $500,000 of his wealth. You think he cried about that? Let's be real. No.
He made what, 200 billion?
Matter of fact, if I pull it right now, what he lost, he just made back more in just 1 year.
He made almost triple.
Yep. So if he made back,
but y'all worried.
And think about this. This is the excuse I hear, bro. Listen, this is how bad it's gotten for black men now. They tell us say, look at some men that have millions, they get take on the ringer and give his wife half. So give her money and let her go off her merry way.
Did she not help you with that shit?
Mm-hmm. And here's this. I'm gonna give you another thing. I listened to a guy named Mr. Maceo. He was going back and forth with Mr. Ali. And a lot of these dudes talk about marriage and contracts. A lot of these YouTuber wannabes that spread misinformation about contracts, y'all need to sit down and shut the fuck up. Because a lot of people say this prenup is all safe good. No, it's not. You know what I'm saying? He tells you there's ways to get certain things so you don't get too hurt. But no one said once you marry somebody, for a woman, she has to get something better than nothing. Now, how much she's worth, that's another story. But don't think that you're just going to roll the dice and marry, and then say it doesn't work out. Now say she should walk away when nothing you come hold. No, that's a selfish type of thinking. And men should not be selfish.
See,
especially a gentleman. A gentleman should never be selfish. Be honest. Go ahead.
And see, you in times of distress, you pay a motherfucker not to stay but to leave quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's too many secrets to be told, and you buying her silence.
Mm-hmm.
See, should I kick him with game real quick?
Yeah, these guys need to spit some game through, bro.
See, we're about to get back on subject, but I'm gonna kick you up with some game. See, motherfuckers keep worrying about, well, she takes half my money. Did you grow in money with that lady? Now, if it's a motherfucker who caused stress and strife, yeah, you dump that bitch. But if she helped you build your fortune, yes, as a gentleman, you pay her out. And you go about your business. You pay for that fucking silence. Because what she knows about your business and what she knows about you can destroy it. Same thing goes for a lot of these ladies. Guess what? Did you see Jeff Bezos' ex-wife open up her mouth?
Nope. She took what was worth. She moved on with her life.
Did you see? Did you see what? Did you see Tiger Woods' ex-wife open up her mouth?
Nope.
What about Michael Jordan's ex-wife?
She's actually doing pretty fine right now. Last time I checked. You know?
Did she go running her mouth making books?
Nope.
So
who else, Charles? And this could go on. But the point is this, gentlemen. No matter what you do, and the time you spent with that woman, for the thicker or thin, that's the least you could do is give her something and let her move on to her life. Especially if she has proven worthy the time that's spent to help you build your business or help you through the struggles or whatever scenarios to get through life. That's what we call a helpmate.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say this: if China White does listen to the message, thank you, sis. You said your thing during the breakdown today. I respect you even better more and more than ever. Respect to
And
you.
I'm so glad China White went on there. I gotta see it. I didn't view it, but I'm sure China White gave them hell to pay and was elegant about it.
But one thing she has said clear to a lot of ladies. Including ladies said, talking about said men of this and that. She says, I am not superior to men, and I am supposed to be on here to be that helpmate, that energy that puts that boundary. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
See, if that woman would kept real and said, I'm here just to be the best, not only version of myself, but to be the helpmate to you, to our endeavors, you would get far, ladies. It's something that
I,
the black man has never heard or seen yet.
I'll bring it down even further, chaos.
Yeah.
I've said it once and I say it again. A lot of you ladies need to learn how to be a good executive officer, a good
Mm-hmm.
number two, a good second in command.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Stop trying to be the sun when you're the moon. The
Mm-hmm.
moon doesn't have its light. The moon doesn't create its own luminosity. Okay? You're reflective. You're the mirror. You're supposed to shine the light that I cast upon you. You're supposed to be my glory, not my disgrace. See, a lady doesn't talk about her WAP. The
Mm-hmm.
last thing on her mind is her WAP. The first thing on her mind is her elegance, her grace, her dignity, her respect.
Mm-hmm.
She's so goddamn elegant, she could give Queen Elizabeth II a run for her money. Your
That's what's
real
up.
power is within how helpful, supportive, submissive, feminine, fun, and fit that you are. They can't be. Sorry. The
Oh, now that you
power, the power line does not hold within the female. It holds within the male. And to the males who are afraid to obtain power, get the fuck out the way.
think, um, just give it a little heads up. Thank you, Leo Anthony, for your donation. I appreciate it, brother. Much respect.
Woo.
To you. I'll give you a heads up. Um, for those who let
Nah,
me see. Go ahead.
no,
For those that's watching, and let me check. Before I check, other thing I want to say is this: that it's gonna come to a point, and I'm hoping maybe in the future if Jessica X listening, I'm gonna say this to all ladies once, and I'm gonna keep reiterating until it sticks in your heads. There is no safe cushion in regards to a mate, especially a man. If you're always worried about if they're hiding certain their fake impersonation, their real person, I get it. I understand, and this applies to men too. But at the end of the day, there is no reward without taking any risk. Until we as black people get to that risk factor where we're going to really take more risk in everything we do, especially in regards to our selection of mates and anything we want to do, even in regards to financial situation, we're going to stay the same way we are, where we're going to stay stuck, scared, and afraid to really accomplish the little small things or the great things that we want out of life as a collective, as a whole. As a man, risk should be second nature. It should be just as normal as drinking water, walking, or running. But because a lot of black men in this sector and just in general have been neutered because they've been trained in the society, especially by one parent, on the average, because this leads to one parent. Normally, two parents could do this too, but on the average, for our situation here in America, it's a little different. I believe, and I call it no, that why a lot of young males don't really take the necessary serious risks is because they've been neutered too long. They don't see that by doing certain things like other great men in the past, there is a reward for everything. You might not see it right there and there, but if you take the necessary risks that's needed, it's going to show. You get me? That's why you look at all great men. If you look at history, that come and go, that even fought and died. If they're thinking like the average black man today, Charles, in the 21st century, we could have been put back in the chains instantly. Nothing would have got done. All the civilization that America was built off, if black men didn't really take ultimate risk, would be the same way now. Matter of fact, it could be worse. So you as men, you always can't think in regards to the opposite sex, either marriage or whatever, that you gotta be thinking like that, say about, you know, what's gonna happen to your finance, all this. Yes, there is a precaution, but as men, you should be embracing that risk, like all other men in civilization.
I love to piggyback off of that. See, this is what happens. Oh man. Thank you, underrated, for the cash app. Woo. See, the cherry, that black cherry cigar's hitting, baby. Woo.
Right. Take some water, man. Drink it down, man. They want to choke up, man. It's make you.
Oh man, I'm probably choking the cigar.
Yeah.
See, you gotta understand something. We're the only race of people that neuters our boys. We shun their growth in masculinity instead of cultivating it, instead of embracing the challenge, instead of teaching a new warrior class. By the way, throughout history, wasn't your middle class to your upper middle class usually the warrior class?
Mm-hmm.
So, how the fuck do you expect to gain a foothold in American society without any warriors? Anybody who's not daring and courageous?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody who's not willing to challenge the status quo?
Mm-hmm.
How is it that we don't produce more male black lawyers to get brothers off who've been wrongfully convicted of crimes they did not commit?
Yeah.
Why don't we have more black male physicians to show our people how to live healthily and abundantly? Why is it that? Thanks a lot, crew. Pay for your water only.
Mm-hmm.
But why isn't that? Because when you look at the things that we do not give a fuck about, we do not progress any further than our boys.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a weak men, you have a weak society. If you have weak women, you have a weak culture.
Yep.
Now we're going to get to the number two thing that the black community does not give a fuck about: education.
Mm-hmm.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. How can you brag about your degrees, brag about your daughters graduating, and let's put it out there, a lot of you who got these degrees, you don't even get them in degrees that can uplift the progress of the community.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Social work, psychology, maybe nursing. At least nursing, that can actually help us out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give that a credit.
Yeah.
But how many of you do it just, I'm doing this just to wag in people's faces? But yet, how many thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars are you in debt?
A lot.
I have an ex-girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Took you like 6 years to get your bachelor's, maybe 7, and you got a $45,000 a year job as a director. How are you going to pay that? How are you going to pay that money back?
That's a good question.
She's anywhere from $80,000 to $120,000 in debt.
Bro, I saw that same live stream of a video of a West Indian girl that's in Georgia. that's over 200K in debt over a useless, I guess, physical therapist degree.
Hmm.
Now tell me this, bro. What of any person, man, let's say a man has means some, is gonna take on that workload of debt. Women don't understand, said black man, if we look, if you know what I'm gonna do, this is why I'm kind of glad that I'm not doing live streams, because I'm not have to sit there re-investigate some of these streams I did last year and just bring it back to see the status now. You get me? What is student
Hmm.
loan debt right now in America? And I want to be dissected between race of people. You get me? And I'm gonna accumulate saying, with this problem, you're not gonna. Matter of fact, this is how it's gonna get bad. When you talk about black wealth might not be much irrelevance in the next 39 years, these are the reasons why. You get me? We could talk bad about the boys that be coming all day, every day from women that talks about the men, but until you really start address the bigger elephant in the room, really there's not gonna be no change, you know. And being doing this alone, it's not gonna benefit you long term, ladies. You know, especially when it comes to our boys. So you have a lot of decisions to make. And much time they said, well, why the fathers don't stay around? Because men on the average don't want to co-parent. Can't you fucking see that? If the relationship don't work, what happens? You move on and go start another one. Because men want structure. Let's keep 100. I know they want to hear this, but men want structure. Now I said to say you walk out of it, and then he's going to stay around and linger around. Yeah, the only time he linger around is when he probably wants to have sex. But regardless, and if he do, no. If the law's put in favor, he'd rather have the children with him. If we want to keep 100. As Charles get his mic together, I'm gonna check how many people's on here now. Let's see what's going on here.
And I believe Broke Genghis just put the link there. That is holding
Okay,
Black America's hostage. You goddamn right it is.
90 people watching, so keep likes up. You know, no dislikes.
People
Surprising.
likes. Huh.
Yeah,
I'm praying
support.
for one.
Yeah, support
See,
the interest. This is gonna be good. Is re-looking at the three things that the this community doesn't give f about black boys. So you're getting another sneak peek of the real lay down of
this
what
is
it.
part. This is part and partial of what the Gray Faulkner Initiative was based on.
Mm,
The professor Cerulean Gray even had to admit he was like, I didn't think about it like that. And trust me, folks, there's plenty of times the Professor Gray had me like that as well. So when you look at education, education is not just something that you get out of a parochial school, out of formal four walls and a goddamn bell ringing over your damn head. Do we teach our kids and our community practical skills, economic literacy? How many people can actually go and teach the damn kids and the young adults how to read the stock market,
very little.
how to survive in the woods? Because god damn it, how to use a firearm properly, firearm safety. Think about this. Do we teach our children how to even balance a checkbook, an account? Do we even teach our children to respect the dollar? See, once again, we're going to go back to those degrees. Why do we have so many frivolous degrees? We don't even use majority of our degrees in the fucking black community. some of our knowledge and understanding and comprehension is actually esoteric. Because when you actually learn the consciousness of the creator and how it flows through everyone, you would have a greater respect on life itself. What did they say in the Black Panther movie? Death is not the end in my culture. Okay? Exactly. We don't even teach them how to cook anymore, which is an education on itself. And you wonder why we suffer from fucking diabetes, malnutrition, hypertension. How the hell can we die from shit that we're gonna go a little bit into the fitness thing, since this is still Faulkner Fitness Week. How the fuck do we die from this shit still? How the fuck do we've been battling fucking diabetes for God knows when, and how the fuck are we still dying from it? You got black women as heavy as they ever been, ever.
Bro, I
You
was
got
the I tried to
go
ask in the chat room, not this chat room, but another channel, if anybody could really pull up, is this the average now for our sisters in America that they now topple from 160 to now 180? That is almost was like a 40-50% increase for the last 60 years. Now, actually, almost going almost 7 years, because in the 50s, most women didn't really have much weight problems like that. They only start around the 70s.
think
So
about it.
it tells you weigh way more than a man. You almost, if you're short, you're like almost super heavy. You know?
A man at the same height, you outweigh him by fucking 40 pounds.
Yeah, over 40 pounds.
But yet, how many of us have an education in our fitness? You have the men who are too damn weak and skinny, are uneducated on how to strengthen their bodies. Well, I don't want to be big and all cocky and strong. Shut up, bitch. Show me a man who says I don't want to be strong, the strongest I can be, and I'll show you a little bitch. Well, show me a man who says I don't want to be the smartest I can be, and I'll show you a little bitch. Because of your lack of true education, your lack of intellectual studies, you chose regurgitation of information and indoctrination over true cosmic study. You don't even learn, like, you don't even learn what the opposite sex purpose is. But you listen to all of these agendas and you willing to give up your masculinity. Juxtaposed to the women who want to be the strong ones. But what has COVID told you? Shut up, bitch. You pride yourself off of this vaunted strength, but how many of you are doing OnlyFans? You have not taken in consideration who's teaching your next generation. I'm paraphrasing. You give me the child at 8, I give you the man at 18. Hell, I'll give me the child at 3, and I'll give you the man at 18. Didn't Malcolm said how many times you keep giving your children to be educated by your enemies, how in the hell is that child going to be loyal to you? Riddle me that, Batman. Exactly. You know what was funny back in the day? You know, it was one of the number one gifts to give a young boy growing up in the '80s. You know what it was, fellas? It was a goddamn junior weight set. Here it is. I had my son's mother and his maternal grandmother. He's 13. Why do you leave in the house? Because he's fucking 13. He's a boy.
Yeah,
See,
she's
I had to tell her, what if somebody break in? I've taught him knife fighting, I taught him stick fighting, how to use a bat, how to call the police, how to barricade yourself if necessary, how to tell that fucking 90-pound pit bull to attack. See, I'm not gonna raise my son to be fearful. But I'm
mm-hmm.
gonna but I'm gonna teach him to have hell. Boy, this is how you learn to give people hell to pay. This is how you protect yourself. See, I don't believe in teaching our boys into being fearful. I believe in teaching them to be feared.
Facts. Facts. Can we get a ooh-ah?
Woo!
Woo! Come
See,
on.
the problem of it is that a woman who is a great teacher when a child is in their infancy will become a great hindrance to that boy once he reaches puberty. See, a lot of you don't even teach your kids survival. A lot of motherfuckers don't even make their sons take the goddamn trash out. What are you teaching? But yet, you want to teach your daughters to be strong, and you wonder why they can't. And you curse your daughters in perpetual loneliness. No man worth his salt want to deal with them. The only men that want to deal with them are the fucking low lives and homosexuals. And then you made your daughters and put them in a position to always take care of a man. I'm strong. I can do it all by myself. And she can't. She wasn't designed to. Don't worry. Future videos is going to come up with this fucking feminist shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because guess what I'm going to have? Guess what the title of some of these future videos are going to be called?
What they gonna
You're a
call it?
feminist and you don't even know it.
Oh. Ooh. 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 Hey, bro. One chick said she's fine with it. Tomorrow said she's happy because I'm free. I could do this, that. Yeah, but you're lonely, bitch. You're miserable, bitch. All the men you look in your life said they're trash, they're this, they're that. I'm saying
See,
you need to go get a therapist. Matter of fact, let me tell you something. A lot of women are gonna be 40 years old with animals all around the place. I can see it now, bro.
see, there's one thing I always do. My son has chores. You know that shit that died out in the fucking 90s? Walk the dog, sweep the steps, mop the kitchen, wash the dishes. Yes, I will help him and show him how to do shit. You will not be useless. One of my wrestlers refused to wash the dishes. Get the fuck out.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Go back to your fucking mother.
And be a bitch for the rest of your fucking life.
Exactly.
And have a nice day.
Go
And
back. You
they're
got
gonna look
too,
at
and guess what I told him? You got
you.
too much of your fucking mother's iniquities in your fucking blood.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Why you gotta talk about my mother? No, no. Ask your mother why do you all of you and your siblings got different last names?
Oh, Charles. Oh, bro. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go
Oh, we're gonna go there.
They're
See,
not
I'm
ready.
tired of
They're not
uh,
ready. They're not ready for
see,
that.
see the education that the young black male and the young black female gets is an education in failure
Mm-hmm.
and the education of being subpar. See, there is no strength without struggle. There is no triumph without some type of tragedy, okay? But yet, we're supposed to believe the sky's the limit. The sky's the limit when a motherfucker got a 10-ton boulder strapped to his ankles when he's ready for liftoff. And most of the time, it's your goddamn parents' fault. You have prepared your children. You literally, what did my man Oliver Queen say in Arrow? You failed this city. You failed this fucking generation. You have yet to educate them to be better than you. There's an old Japanese proverb that says, the master knows when his job is done when the student surpasses him. See, in the black community, we have a fear of our children surpassing us.
Yes.
See, in the white, Asian, Arabic community, they're proud of that shit. Should I go in? If y'all want me to go in, I need at least two people to donate. I don't give a goddamn if it's $1, $3, $5, $10, and I need about 20 fucking woos if you really want me to go in. Because I'm tired. You got too many goddamn black men and black women giving me some bullshit excuses, afraid to answer some fucking simple, direct questions. Because trust me, the king of the goddamn late nights is fucking raising his battle axe and his broadsword, and he's taking fucking heads off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to the goddamn radio on the desk, and you got another young black man shot in the fucking hospital.
Mm.
But you want to tell me we're doing fine?
Mm-hmm.
Can you kindly, please, in my most generous way, get the fuck out of here? We know you one of the faithful ones, underrated darkness. Woo, we salute.
Much respect.
Much respect, underrated. Because what gets me fucking fiery mad is when I look at disingenuous people say some stupid shit out of their mouths. And these are supposed to be people that are fucking intelligent. You mad at me for yelling at your kid, but you ain't mad at your kid for almost killing themselves. What type of education are you feeding these motherfuckers? It's a goddamn shame. I've had wrestlers at my damn house who had to stay over my house because their mother was abusing them. Put them out for 3 months. Didn't care whether the boy ate, lived, slept, or died. And had a nerve to try to get smart with me. And I said, lady, I ought to arrest your ass right now for child abuse. So if I were you, I would take your little Humpty Dumpty ass and get back on that fucking wall before all the king's horses and all the king's men would have to pull my foot out your ass again.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got dudes who want to play. Oh, you can't talk to her like that. I'm the uncle. Nigga, where were you?
Mm.
Where were you? The teachers didn't call you. The teachers didn't even call the mother. They called me to straighten them out. See, I kind of wish I could have had a conversation with then President Barack Obama because I'd have had a speech right in the fucking Oval Office called "Fuck them bitches." When they said, "Hey, what about the fuck them bitches?" You already have a council on black females.
Mm-hmm. And they're doing pretty
I
fine right
just I just watched the Honorable Dr. Tiason Johnson's live stream earlier. And when you take a goddamn gender studies class, when do you have a black man studies class? Who goes through more in this country than the goddamn average black man? But people want to call us dusty beta male coons. Well,
now.
apparently the people who keep talking about them love them the most.
Hell, someone got knocked up by one.
Not naming names, of course.
Yeah. I mean, it's keeping it real. Can't talk about something you go turn around and go get fucked. I mean, everyone keep 100, but that's another story.
But yet, when I tell, oh yeah, if you're not subscribed to the underrated darkness, please do so. The man be having some interesting convos and interviews.
Underrated
See,
Darkness does his work, man.
yes, he does.
Mm-hmm.
See, you got to understand something. When we don't have a thirst for intellectualism like we did back in the day, you become stagnant. You're like that water that's cut off from the rivers and lakes and that flows. You know what happened to stagnant water? It gets muddy, it gets dirty. Mosquitoes, malaria, all kinds of bacteria, nasty shit just wallows within it. And that's what the educational system is, especially in every black community. How the fuck is it I go to North Avenue as a parent and you got to damn near fight to get your son in a half decent school?
Black people should look at themselves as shameful.
But yet, these sisters who's getting our degrees, why don't y'all start some homeschooling? Why don't y'all take y'all community and say, you know what? Why don't we pay you to teach our kids since we know we're going to get a quality education? So you don't even have to leave your house. Since we talking about group economics, which is one of the main platforms of the Great Faulkner Initiative, you want your women to be loyal to you? Why don't you lobby your women like a goddamn politician? Stop being fucking scared about it. You rescue Marines. Everybody knows you're not a dumb. See. My man Wolfbang said, "Go get him, fault." My mom and pops did me that way, even though they didn't realize that's what they were doing. Exactly. See, you got to understand something, right? The reason why I'm particular about education is because you got to realize something. My father dropped out of high school. He said, "Fuck this bullshit. It's bullshit anyway." He took the damn GED test. He came within 2 points of actually scoring a perfect score. Joined the Marine Corps in the last part of the fucking Vietnam War. Took his GI Bill, learned how to be a fucking diesel mechanic. Went to drafting school. He was so talented, he could take the steps of your house and put them wherever the fuck you want them. He can pick a finished basement out of a dirt basement with a running sink, with a running wet bar, with a full bath. He'll put in tiles. I mean, heavy tiles diagonally, looking like you have diamonds coming down your goddamn floor. This is a man who took a house that had over 20 dogs and 40 cats, where it was almost going to be condemned by the county. And by the time he got finished with it in 4 months, it sold for $500,000.
Mm. Damn.
But black men don't build, right? Dismiss me with that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. Probably to do that, you're fucking sucking past my bill, but that's not a story. I digress.
You with bitches and some fucked up niggas about black men don't build. See, there's a difference between educated and intellectual. We like to brag about our mediocrity. We like to wallow within our obsolescence. We like to be blissful in our ignorance. While maintaining madness. You want to control your women? Guess what, black men? You want your women to respect you more? Talk with your mouth. Talk where your money is. It's either, yeah, you ain't got to go to work because I'm paying you. I'm your fucking financier. Well, what do you want me to do? You're going to be the educator of our next generation. When you go to school, you taking them kids in that fucking community and you teaching them. With all the educated women here, and y'all have 75% of the kids, you should be pumping out geniuses like a goddamn water spa, like a water faucet. And you should be getting paid by the black men who helped create them. And it shouldn't be a goddamn court involved. Crew, thank you again. Woo. But yet, you wonder why each time video, you're gonna see Chadwick Boseman's face up there. You know why? Because he showed you what a black man could do when his back is against the wall and his life is limited. That's true black power and black strength. I'm gonna give my people their history and I'm gonna give them their heroes. Another video that's gonna come out. My brother, my hero, my savior. See, people don't understand the greatness of a Professor Cerulean Gray and an Officer Charles Faulkner. You feel me, Chaos?
I feel you, bro.
Well, we could give you a Gray Faulkner initiative, and we have so many people. Well, what if you had 20 black boys in Lily White, Iowa? It's not for that white teacher to teach them the Gray Faulkner initiative. It's for their goddamn parents to do such. Because when you teach them group economics, that 20 gets together and they stay tight for the rest of their lives. And they learn a lesson. There's no me without you, and there's no you without me. And when they look at each other as not just friends, but brothers, and they pick each other up and stay at a maintainable level, they maximize not the minimal, but they exceed expectations. And they build businesses and empires together. When you turn the Midwest black again. But y'all don't hear me though. And you're probably asking, for some people who are new subscribers, what's the third part about the things that black people don't give a fuck about? Maybe one of the most important things being the heroes of your own narrative. Chaos, are you near the computer, good man?
Yes, I'm near the computer right now. I'm just sending a quick little comment from some little weird logic from this Negro here that Miss Michelle kind of kicked off. But yeah, what's on your mind?
Do me a favor.
Mhm.
Google the definition of narrative.
All right, give me 1 second.
Underrated Darkness said, but they don't want to. They don't want to. They want to have girlfriends at the house, drinking all day, don't care for the children, go shopping, thinking about themselves while the household is not structured. Exactly. Bro,
Be patient.
Genius said, honestly, that's why I make content so my children have a reference. If I'm no longer here, as long as you have YouTube, it's still online. Facts. she's still she's free to fuck a bunch of dudes who will later she complain about. Of fucking course. My man Leon said most of these kids need to learn basic shit. How to fill out a job application, how to maintain a savings account, home economics, how to talk during a job interview. Facts.
All right, Charles. I'm gonna look at it now. I'm almost done.
Teach them how to cook, be versatile, make something, nothing into something. That's all about saving, even budgeting. See, I'm grateful. I'm glad some black men care and give a fuck.
Okay,
See,
let me look up now. What's called
look up the definition of narrative.
All right. Narrative. Oh, narrative definition. All right, let me see. Make sure it's narrative. It's narrative, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Okay, let's go to Maria Dictionary, and we're gonna go down each dictionary down the pipe. So let me see if I can want to share this. Let's check. Let me take this down. Give me a second.
See, we're gonna go to definitions so we know everybody's on the right page.
And I'm gonna go each one now. All right, you could wait. Hold on. Share my. Okay. I don't know why I can't share it. Okay. Let me read on. Can anybody see it? This is just the Webster's
Let's read it
dictionary.
out loud.
All right. Hold on, let me get rid of that. Get rid of these stupid things. Get rid of that fool. I'm gonna zoom in. You put the as main screen.
Yeah.
Like, okay, good. So let's zoom in. Can anybody see? There we go. That's as close as I'm gonna get. Let's read definition of the narrative. Entries 1 of 2. It says something that is narrative, story, accounts. He is writing a detailed narrative of his life on his island. B, a way of presenting or understanding a situation or a series of events that reflect and promotes a particular point of view or a set of values. This is an example. The rise of the Tea Party and the weakness of the Obama economy has fueled a Republican narrative about big government as a threat to liberty. And another one, that's by Michael somebody. The media narrative around Kelly's appointment had 2 central ideas. He would claim and professionalize the White House, and he would provide a more measured leadership style than his boss, Perry Bacon. The art or practice of narrative, depending on the narrative, but not intense, derive from the verity to Make the Book Jump by Stace Stanley. The representation in art of an event or story. Also example of such representation. Adjective, having the form of a story or representing a story, relating to the process of telling stories. Now, let's go to another definition. And this will still share my screen. My dictionary.com. Can anybody see that? Or do you want me to close out? Let me see.
We can see it.
Okay. Narrative. A story of accounts of events, experience, or the likes, whether true or fictitious. A book, literature, work, etc. contain such a story. The art, technique, or process of narrating or of telling a story. Sunset Maghami was a master of narratives. Number 4, a story that connects and explains a careful select set of supposedly true events, experience, or the likes intended to support a particular viewpoint or thesis. To rewrite the prevailing narrative about masculinity, the narrative that our public schools are failing. Ain't that something?
Huh. Shit,
Man,
we need to. This is the first time we looked it up, huh? Did we just? Somebody's
yeah,
listening to us, man.
yeah,
See,
yeah.
I'm gonna bring it down now.
All right, good.
See, the reason why we did the definitions, folks, is so you could get a clear understanding without any miscommunication. How long have black people been the only people in this country who did not tell their own narrative? And damn sure we're not the heroes of it. Why do you think this man here was so loved and praised? Because he told our narratives.
Mm-hmm.
He told our stories. He was the hero of not only his own, but our narrative. When you become the hero of your narrative, and I'm going to get real touchy. Do y'all want me to go in once again? Because I'm going to get real touchy. I might lose a few subscribers, but as long as I have my faithfuls, as long as
Mm-hmm.
I have my A1 day ones, I don't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you're the hero of your narrative, you don't look for prosperity preaching. You don't look for somebody to come out the sky to save you. And if you actually read those holy books of the Abrahamic religions, each one of them said there's greater power within you that's in the world. So why are we waiting for some person to save us out of our bondage when you had the ability to break your damn chains yourself for a long time? There should have been a hell of an uproar when goddamn Joe Biden said, "If you don't vote for me, you're not black."
Talk
And
to
the
him, bro.
smug and
Talk
the
to him.
smug look, huh?
Talk to them, bro. It gotten so bad, bro. It's not only him, but now they have politicians that black people subscribe to for over half a century now, going to whorish women that dance on a pole and spread that pussy like there's no tomorrow to represent black people. Black
You
people are like
have
a joke right now, you know?
you have Cardi B, who never, a Dominican who never claimed to be black.
White
Let's
shit.
tell the truth.
Yep.
Because let's tell the truth. A lot of our brothers and sisters in those motherfucking Caribbean countries don't want to be anything but black. A lot of them don't want to be black. But how many times will she be allowed to say the word nigga? You ain't black, you can't say it, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
How is it that somebody who doesn't even care to be called black outranks you and has your women by the fucking coattails and convincing them that horticulture's fun? And here comes this other silly bitch, Megan the fucking hoop stallion,
Mm-hmm.
who wants to tell you about how good her life is, but she gets a fucking bullet in the foot. She gets Della Reese because she likes to put her hands on people.
Yep.
And see, this is the reason why when I read a Sean Connery interview and he said it, like, I got to do my best Sean Connery voice. Like, I don't, like, I am not against, I am very much against beating a woman, but a good slop will get her back to our senses. You know, they
Mm-hmm.
asked the man that same shit 15 years ago, do you change your stance about slapping a woman? No, because a lot of women need to be put back in their senses.
And isn't he Scottish?
And
I could
he's
be wrong.
Scottish than a motherfucker.
You know
The
how
only
to.
motherfucker who have a Scottish accent and play a Russian sub commander,
Mm-hmm. And
and
it's
nobody.
funny. You know, it's funny in their community, they can't really have say nothing negative or against what Sean Connery said because no, that's part of their actual culture. Whereas if
Yep.
you go online as one of our women, you get slapped. Matter of fact, I saw a video in Australia or New Zealand where women were being punched or hit by police because they were not moving.
Hmm.
They tell you to move, move, and they stand there. So you understand, America's the only place where degeneracy and women could run rumshot.
I
I
mean,
would say,
rampant.
you'd be fucked right now if you a woman.
And don't get me
Right?
wrong. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong. I'm not even a woman abuser or nothing like that. I don't even say that. Yes, women should be protected.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? Why are you putting yourself in the line of fire?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you trying to make a narrative that black men are scared to protest? Black men are the reason why you have rights in this country. Black men are actually the reason why all these motherfuckers got rights in this country.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see the Jews out there marching. I didn't see the Asians out there marching. I didn't see none of them marching. Oh, you know why? Because they could hide under the cover of whiteness.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you hated black, you were in. You know, it's one of those secret, excuse me, one of those secret clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Knock on the door, the dude slides the opening. What's the password? I hate blacks too. You're in.
Yep. Example, that so-called German boy in one of these panels.
Mm-hmm.
They said, oh, I had black women. Oh, they do come in. Oh,
Exactly.
I forgot. You know, I'm smarter than you too, you dumb niggas. And so, wait. And then someone said, well, you know, you're right. IQ test does have some validation. What? So you
Man,
say it to yourself because really, and say, well, I don't fall under that boat because I passed it. No, that tells you you a fucking idiot to take a fucking test to measure intelligence.
well, if you really want to measure intelligence, you put somebody in the wilderness to see how long they survive.
Bingo.
See, number one, I never have and never will preach violence or hatred of women. What I will
Mm-hmm.
preach is understanding. What I preach is foresight. What I preach is if that woman you with ain't about shit, leave her the fuck alone and leave her where the fuck she lay and find you a woman who is.
Mm-hmm.
See, just like I would tell a woman the same thing about her dude. Why are you dealing with people lesser than you? See, the telltale signs isn't about your degrees, isn't about if he's got a career, if she's got this, he's got that. The finite thing is, are you the hero of your own fucking narrative? Are you Stan Leeing the stories of our people and your life? The answer is no. You'll sit in a goddamn church listening to a motherfucker tell you how to live your life, even though that motherfucker 9 out of 10 is living foul, and you wonder why the black man ain't in church anymore.
Oh, man, I left the church decades ago, bro.
Because he's teaching you, we're gonna wait for somebody to come save us.
He was preaching some bullshit, telling women what the fuck they want to hear. That's why I meant.
Exactly. And then here's the bad part. Either he got another woman like Jamal Bryant pregnant with his, he got the woman right there and his wife on the other end of the pew, and he's got the 19-year-old girl pregnant that he's not married to. See, the same bitches who will complain about Marcus Houston making an honest woman out of a 19-year-old lady are the same bitches who go and donate all this money to Jamal Bryant knowing that he had extramarital affairs, and will not stand down from that pulpit. Man, don't make me get my robe and get on that pulpit. The same goddamn people, the same goddamn Negroes who always complain about the goddamn women instead of finding a woman that's good for you, are the same Negroes that are scared and will allow a motherfucker to come up on their panels, some white dude, and say, "Here, I'm smarter than you. I'm gonna punch your women in front of your face, and you ain't gonna do a damn thing about it, boy." Hmm.
It's just pure insult, bro. It's like, I'm gonna do this in front of you, boy. And you know what they did? They were saying, "Yeah, he's right." And I said, "Niggas, don't you have no fucking code decorum?"
I'll,
No.
I'll say this. I'll say this, and I hope you tell her this. As much as I pretty much don't stand Cynthia G, let some white boy threaten to hit her, and I'm gonna knock that motherfucking teeth down that motherfucker's throat.
Mm-hmm.
See, I could talk about Cynthia G because that's our woman.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
But let somebody else from another race try to put their hands on her and watch me triple him. That's a man. That's what a gentleman does. I may have my differences with her, but don't you fucking come in it.
Mm-hmm. And you know it's funny. Same thing with Mr. Jap here. He said when we talk about other groups and coming in our communities and taking money and talking shit about us and our women, same rules apply. You know what I'm saying? You don't let no outsider see that. One or two things a man will never allow. You take his woman and his fucking money. And black people, especially black men today, have become very comfortable.
The motherfucker become real comfortable. Well, I'll punch this chick in your face. I dare you.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking dare you.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking dare you. And everybody knows I can't really, I don't have that much feelings for let the same white guy try to hit her.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna be sitting there laughing. Oh, she got her ass whooped. You fucking coward.
Mm-hmm.
There's ladies here. If a fucking lady from somewhere else try to put their hands on me, that bitch getting fucked up, and I ain't gotta touch her. See, the problem is that we looking for other people to write our narratives and stories when we've been the goddamn hero all along. How the hell can you write fucking a Superman story without the goddamn Clark Kent? If he ain't in it, you ain't getting it. Well, Officer Faulkner, it's hard out here. Duh. Even Jesus Christ told his disciples this ain't an easy life. But it's not fair. Congratulations. Your powers of deduction are quite amazing. Quite amazing. Exactly. I'm not saying put yourself out there, black men, to be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, I'm going to say this to the black ladies. Don't you ever put a black man's life in jeopardy when he's protecting you.
Facts.
You better respect the protection of him playing hero to you and value that you have that type of protection. Because guess what? One day it may not be here.
Mm-hmm.
Just to let you know, no, Charles Faulkner isn't a Cynthia G fan. No. Hell no. Hell to the no. I'm just a man about my shit. There's a certain thing that gentlemen do, and there's a certain gentlemanly thing that we do as gentlemen that we stand against. See, the problem is this: when we play the heroes of our narrative, you ever notice when Black Wall Street, when those brothers and sisters said, you know what, fuck this system, we gonna make our own goddamn system. We don't need you. What happens? You get jealousy. See, black excellence is feared. Nobody fears that gun. Nobody fears that rifle. You know what they fucking fear? Black excellence. Am I
They
lying?
fear of a black planet of excellence, striving to be the best version of themselves. Hell, even go as far as strive to be perfected.
Mm-hmm.
That's
See, see,
excellent.
so you know what's funny? When we had Black Wall Street all over in Tulsa, New York, Baltimore, Harlem,
Mm-hmm.
all over. Yes, Harlem is in New York. Duh, I know that. But all over the United States, we had little Black Wall Streets. See, people don't realize this. We had Wakanda before Wakanda was a comic book.
Yep, that's a facts.
See, every time we say we're gonna be the heroes of our fucking narrative, why do we gotta be the ones fucked with?
Mm-hmm.
I never seen a country that tells you, nigga, go home, and we turn around, nigga, this is our home.
Mm-hmm.
When we say we don't even want to use your fucking banks, keep your dirty ass bathrooms, keep your fucking shit. We'll make our own shit. What happens? Your asses can't even leave us alone. If we
It
did go to, go ahead.
makes me wonder, said Charles, can other race of people leave black people alone? That's something
They
that we have to
can't.
ponder. Because we fight hard to get around them and we shouldn't. But let's say we decide we don't want to fight to get around them. They want to push more to get around us. What that tells you.
We're everybody's favorite stepchild.
Mm-hmm.
Put the link in the chat room. People come up and speak if they want.
Yeah. Yeah, let me see. I don't know why the timer is it right on this StreamYard. This looks like it's wrong. I don't know how long we been up here.
Got an hour and 35 minutes.
We can go for like another 40 minutes, possibly 30 minutes, depending how people
Mm-hmm.
act. It's late night, so
Late night, so if anybody want to get on the panel, they sure to get up.
Oh, and I forgot. I probably will drop the link to the other channel because there will be a live stream content reading of the Endangered Black Family tomorrow. It's
Mm-hmm.
probably gonna be early at most. It will not be a late night stream on this channel, so I will drop the link. So anybody that's not subscribed to it, please subscribe, hit the notification. With this channel, I'm gonna try to strive to maybe this is the goal 500 to close to 1,000, maybe at the end of this year. Hopefully,
Oh, we could definitely gonna get you to 1,000, man.
on the back on this channel, I'm hoping to strive to push that. The main channel is optional, the one that y'all know, Chaos Ring, but this one here that I'm gonna drop in the chat room in a second. I'm trying to at least push to that because I think this is gonna be more of an educational piece, reading articles and stuff. So I'll try to put some humor in it, but like I said, I gotta create another channel that's gonna separate this from my main foolishness channel. I have to do it now. I can't just keep them all in one. It won't suffice. All right, I'm gonna
I'm
find
gonna
it.
say this. The link is in the chat room. If you want to ask questions, you got to come up on the link.
Mm-hmm. All right, everybody. I'm going to post it now in the chat room. Hold on, let me.
What's up, crew?
Yo, woo!
Yo,
What's good, crew?
What up, Chaos? Can y'all hear me?
we can hear you, man, loud and clear.
Like I was saying, we was outside the bar a couple weeks ago, right? Some old black dude on a bike, on a bicycle, this motherfucker up, hauled off and punched a white girl. And let them be how they be, but you can't punch no women in front of me. And he got dealt with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody knows you cannot punch no women at all if I'm around or if I hear about it. That's what men do. That's why we can walk around and be in our honor and do what the hell we do. You know what I mean? That's why they look up to us. They look out for us. They do everything for us because we protect them. Or am I saying something wrong?
Men were always designed to protect women. Now, women choose to go outside their protection and do shit after you tell them to. Like I've always told women, why do y'all like to tempt fate? It's the same time I said you gotta. It's the same shit that I said earlier. They need to respect the fact that they have that protection because you might not always have it. So, in other words, you can go. You can protection is also part of listening. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I get you.
If you go outside of what I'm saying, don't play Lois Lane where you're gonna put yourself in danger and Superman comes to save you.
Is he
And I
gonna,
had an
he
issue.
gonna jump off the building and shit?
Yeah, and I had an issue with one of my ex girlfriends when I would tell her, "Don't drive your car because your car is down. If you need a car, let me. If you need a ride, let me know." What she thinks she did?
What you did, Charles?
Drove her car and let her get stuck on the highway.
Mm-hmm.
I helped her out. I took my sweet ass time to get up there though.
Yeah.
Why? Because I had to teach her a lesson. I'm not telling you this shit to control your life. I'm telling you this shit because guess what? What if that car would have cut off mid drive, 90 miles per hour? Bless you.
Yeah.
Oh, what if you'd have been in the midway between Fargo and Minneapolis? That's a
Exactly.
whole lot of Minnesota to drive through.
Exactly.
coyotes and bears. You know what I mean?
Like, don't put yourself. Yes, gentlemen should protect women, but don't put yourself in the fucking line of fire. Don't put yourself in the danger zone.
Hey Charles, we said that it was a bunch of Chicago niggas said that shit too, right? Why is you out on the block with the niggas
Hmm.
out at 3 in the morning? You know what's going on at 3 in the morning when niggas out on the block. Why is you out there? You know what I mean?
But at the same time, you want to play the role of men, and you get your ass whooped. Why you didn't protect me? We did. We told you don't come out here.
Mm-hmm.
You went above and beyond your protection. You thought that you knew more. You thought that you could do better. And guess what? You got your ass handed to you like a man would. Would you like to go back to being feminine again? Would you like to go back to the protection of women again? Yes. Okay. What did we learn?
Oh, but Charles, remember, men protect men as well, right? Because I was saying,
Hmm.
remember, I've never been in the military, right? But I was using that analogy of what happens if you go out base? If you go out of base when everybody told you stay in the base, but
You get what you get.
you want to go fuck with the hookers late at night. You sneak out base and go fuck with the hookers. Guess what? The army don't know shit about where you at or nothing. Where's your protection?
Exactly. And that's the same shit I see with a lot of these women. I've seen videos where women want to hit a guy, and when the guy hit her back, she wants to call these dudes to the rescue. Here comes simp number one. And guess what? You're not a simp if you actually protect a woman who's getting stomped. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
A simp is somebody who's doing it because he's doing it because he thinks he's going to get some brownie points after it or some nookie. Like, dude, come on now. You ain't got to do all that. But then you calling over motherfuckers, and you motherfuckers should have took that woman and told her, get your dumb ass up the street before this dude knocks you the fuck out. No, you want to go fight the guy. See, it's different if the guy just hauled off and did something to her, and she's a innocent bystander. That's different. But she hit the guy, three-pieced him, and then she gets the guy hit her. He was holding restraint, and the guy just like she kept hitting, so the guy hit her. And then next thing you know, she wants to call these dudes there. The two dudes she called get knocked the fuck out and get their asses kicked, and she's running, and she's like, oh my god, what happened?
But ain't that the way most of these? Well, nah, I ain't gonna say most of them, but a lot of these fights start. You know
Well,
what I
you
mean?
got to understand,
Somebody
most
just
domestic violence always start with the opposite sex on the average. You know,
no,
that's not,
I done seen my boy get stabbed in the back by his girl. I mean, literally.
That's why I said, it's one thing to protect an innocent bystander who didn't do anything wrong, and you step in. But I'm not stepping. But I'm gonna tell you, if you fucking hitting another guy and he gives you one, not to kill you, but to let you know, don't poke the bear. Come on, sis. No sense. You started this shit. Get the fuck out of here.
Hey Charles, it's the same thing. Like me, we the same height. We got extra 100 pounds on us, right? But knowing what you've done, what the fuck would I haul off and slap you for or punch you for? It is
But
different.
that's the reason why.
Usually,
That's the reason. That's the reason why she feels emboldened to do such. Instead of staying in her lane as a lady, you want to go out of your lane and into the realm of being a bitch.
mm-hmm.
It's like when people don't understand how many people demonize fucking Ike Turner.
Shit.
Does
It's
anybody know? Does anybody know the history of Ike Turner?
I don't.
Did you know that Tina had a baby while they were married with one of the bandmates,
Mm, I wasn't surprised.
and he had to raise that kid in the house.
I never knew that, Charles.
But they never told that in the Tina Turner story, did they?
Mm-mm.
So Ike was very restrained. He was very restrained.
Imagine you taking care of a fucking baby from a motherfucker you know, and this chick got the nerve to talk about, like, really? You fucking behind my back on one of our bandmates, and I gotta keep restraint because you fucking up the money. And people talk about, oh, Ike's this, Ike's that. Nah, let's tell the truth, shorty. She lucky Ike didn't kill her ass.
Yeah.
See how she put herself in a danger zone?
Mm-hmm.
I don't promote that shit. But if you talking about some dude talking about, well, if I see him, I'm gonna knock them bitches out. Some little white dude on you know whose platform talks about how fucking intelligent you are
Mm-hmm.
compared to him, he is compared to you. That's stupid.
Yeah.
That is inconsistently stupid.
Hey, look, I don't care if they're black, white, or whatever. Nobody can touch a woman around. You know what I mean? Nobody can do no bullshit to a woman around me or have me find out about it and I have to go correct it. I'm I'm I- I'm not saying I'm the police or nothing. I'm not saying I'm the military, but as far as downtown Fargo go, you know what I mean? They can't do that shit.
And it's stupid. Because and this is the part that gets me trippy. Back to the narrative point. You gotta start making narratives and you gotta start putting in your work. You gotta put in the work to say, you know what, I'm gonna do a better job than I did yesterday. I'm gonna build. I want my community to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, your women should be
Hey
protected.
Charles, when is niggas gonna get to telling these hoes, hey, look, you can get a job over here, you can go do this, you can do this, and let's build and do this. You can get to school. When are they gonna do that?
You- Do you really want me to answer that truthfully?
Yes, please.
This is the issue. You got a goddamn woman who don't want to listen to her man.
Mm-hmm.
You got a goddamn woman who'll make up all these excuses and just don't want to listen to her goddamn man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I didn't do this, we would have. No. You don't want to listen to your man because you don't want to play second in command. You follow the man. The man doesn't follow you.
Exactly.
See, men can make a woman's life extra simple and extra easy. But you know what she's going to do? She's going to try to undermine you, which she's been taught in this gynocentric and feminist ideology and this fucking bullshit culture of it to undermine you.
Mm-hmm.
How do I know? Ask me how I know, Chaos.
Cause unfortunately, bro,
How do
you
you know,
see it
Charles?
because you see it constantly in front of women.
Because because I've dated these motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Here it is, right? My ex, the same one who's a director, She went from making $60,000 a year to 45, transferring her job. I told her, I said, look, I know your boss getting on your nerves. Do not leave on bad terms. She's too fucking connected when it comes to these learning centers. What you think
Mhm.
happened?
She didn't listen to you and lost $25,000 a year.
And probably make a little less than that because if you just barely breaking 60 without taxes, now you probably looking at that's a little bit lesser now.
So here it is, right? I told her, well, it's nice that you're looking for places to get your own shit. Why don't you get your own, use your house as a learning center? So you can buy a center or get a house. Try to get a house where you could get it, where you could literally get it inspected and get certified. And you can have your learning center in the house. You don't even have to leave your own fucking house. What do you think she did?
I think she did the opposite of what you said.
Exactly. But yet, that is the number one problem, my boy. That
Hmm.
is the number one fucking problem.
Hmm.
That is the number one fucking problem. See, the problem is this. As much as I would love to protect all these women, the much as I would love to tell these women, hey, I got a better and easier way for you. You know what this ideology teaches them? Don't respect your men. Don't listen to your men. You're smarter because we gave you a piece of paper that puts you in hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt that says so.
Yep.
By the same people that are oppressing your men that can't protect you because the system is oppressing your men.
Bingo. And I've said it once and I'll say it
Same
again.
people that are oppressing your men.
And I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Black girl magic exists because of black boy mediocrity.
Hmm.
Well, I agree. And it's a repeating cycle. If you get what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Because if I don't care where it started, I don't chicken and the egg type shit. But if the women are raising bogus men, then they're having bogus women that are raising bogus men. Who the hell? You can't tell where it started. It all started with the supremacy. You know what I mean? It's all supremacy from that supremacy that
Like I said this before, chaos and crew. Prop up the black boy like you did the black girl, and see what we will be in 10 years.
You probably
See
get
what we
farther.
see what we will be in 5 years. See what we will be in 2 years.
Hmm.
You complaining about black men don't want to marry you now? They're gonna blast off like Team Rocket on your ass.
oh shit. I seen a Yahoo article. They said that this shit is worse than this shit is worse than before feminism.
Hmm. But yet, you, I've dealt with chicks who don't listen. Well, why can't we do? Yo, I couldn't find you a fucking house.
You know what I mean? Like they're saying that in the Yahoo article, like the feminist movement has worked backwards because of COVID.
Hmm.
You know
It's
what I mean?
fucked them. It's royally fucked them. Now you got all these women with their tails behind their legs. They're either sucking up the men again, or they making OnlyFans.
Oh, but what if it goes to a boogaloo? Like you know what I mean? Like they're talking. You know what I mean?
Huh?
What if it goes to a boogaloo right there talking? You know what I mean?
Well,
Race war. You know what I mean? Everything goes bad. The Chinese is in a. You know what I mean? You see Chinese parachutes landing in your city. What are they
mm,
doing then?
I want to see that strength come out. I want to see that independence.
But
See,
I want to see because all these people with the degrees, I don't see them at the range.
I want to see.
I
I
don't see
want to
them
see what
fight. They don't
happens.
know how to fight. They don't know how to do nothing.
I want to see what the fuck happens.
I actually don't want to see that. Yeah, you know what it's gonna be. You hear me, Charles?
Hmm.
Like I don't want to see that, but you know what it's gonna be.
You know what? I don't want to see this to happen, but a lot of these ladies out here and a lot of these fellas out here are gonna have to suffer. See, that 2/3 thing is a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
That 2/3 thing is a motherfucker. See, you're seeing it in live and in living color.
Charles, they asked me why I don't go to the protest, but why do I buy vests? Why do I buy guns? Why do you know what I mean? Cars and shit like that. Why? Why do I stock up on canned food? Why? But you don't need to do all that. Yeah, shut the fuck up, bitch. What do you think? What do you? All right. I don't. All right, you be on your own. You got your. You know what I mean?
See, what happens is like, straight up, it's like no difference of being a police officer. You got a goddamn, you got a goddamn, you got a goddamn call. You got a call for domestic violence. You got a call for a robbery. All this other shit. And you see black women, because we predominantly work in a predominantly black city. What happened to all that strength and independence?
Mm-hmm.
She'll never tell you that she beat the guy upside the head first and the guy just wanted to get away. But as soon as the guy defends himself by holding her, pushing her away, well, let's say the guy actually hit her. That's when you want to call the police.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you claim you need protection. See, what happens is that we believe that women are still these dainty little things out there, and we still do have some dainty women. Not gonna lie, but not majority of them. Fuck no. We still have a few dainty ones out there, but these fucking road warriors who are just as big as Hawk and Animal want to fight. They want to they want to put themselves out there in a really fucked up predicament, like an Ike Turner who made Tina famous, who put her on. And
Mm-hmm.
how do you repay him after he marries you, makes an honest woman out of you? You fuck a bandmate and get pregnant by him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's forced to raise an illegitimate child running around in his house.
And still raise them like it's his own.
But yet, how do we treat Ike Turner?
Oh,
Treatment
but
is the
we
best thing
same Joe
ever. Worst
Jackson. The
man
same
ever.
Joe Jackson. He was strict on Michael and them.
Look at Joe. I was about to say that. You read my mind. How do we allow people to write the narrative of Joe Jackson? If he was a white man, he'd have been the greatest goddamn thing on God's green earth. He got them kids successful from Gary, Indiana. That's a hell of a man. No,
Hey, dog,
he's an
they
abuser.
from where I grew up, dog. Hey, Gary ain't shit. My step pops grew up in Gary. He went, you know what I mean? And then he went to Cooley High in Chicago. He went, you know what I mean? He was living in Cabrini Greens, dog. This shit was bad, dog.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Let me
bad.
see my boy. Let me see my boy Leon wrote. All that bitch got to do is play victim, and the media will fall for it as usual. I can beat that ass. And it's crazy because do you know how much stress that puts a motherfucker in? I can't just leave this motherfucker because this motherfucker's fucking up the money, fucking up the image.
Mm-hmm.
Look at 2020. You got fucking Jada Pinkett embarrassing her $300 million fucking husband.
Mm-hmm.
But they're in an open relationship. If it was so, does that mean it need to go out there? Once again, I keep telling you how fucking short minded these motherfuckers are.
Very sure, my bro. Don't let me get
Uh,
started. In
uh,
regards to you're supposed to build in some form at least some type of legacy and wealth. And you're thinking over your emotions. Bitch, really?
See,
if
the
it came out
problem,
that if I was going with your sister, right, Charles? I'm gonna say this very slowly.
you got to talk up to closer to the mic.
Oh, my bad. No, but I'm saying if it came out that I was going with your sister, right? Which I'm not. So, for you YouTube motherfucker. But if it came out like that, right? Guess what? We're not bragging about this shit on the damn YouTube. You know what I mean? Charles would
Hmm.
talk to me. I would talk to him, and are you gonna make my sister an honest woman? Or are you gonna be, you know what I mean, a fuck boy? You know what I mean? And we'll deal with like that, but we're not dealing with it on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Hmm. Like, think about this shit, man. I want you to really think about it. I want all the ladies and fellas listening right now. When you look at the three things the black community does not give a fuck about, believe it or not, if it wasn't for the black man, we'd have lost the black community years ago, decades ago.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why you can have feminism, a lot of your women, not just your women, but the reason why, how the fuck does a rich white woman is a minority?
Wow.
I, and I hate the term minority. Don't group me in with a bunch of people that don't want me in there in the first place. When the goddamn Hispanics speak for the Hispanic, they not speaking for black people. When them Native Americans got their land and their casinos and all that money, did they look out for us?
Yep.
Because sure as hell everybody benefited from civil rights, which should have been for the black man to begin with. But what happened historically? You turned your back on your black man. And it do you know how many black men were going to colleges and getting PhDs and shit?
Mm-hmm. And working as janitors.
And you literally left the most refined black man in American history. But then you get mad when we're like, fuck it. I'm gonna sit this one out. How do you repay us? You miseducate our sons. You allow the fucking system to feed the same drugs his father went to jail for, and because your son has testosterone and a pair of testicles, which makes him more fidgety, which makes him want to walk around, when you know that boy learned kinesthetically, meaning he learns tactile, he has to pick up, he has to do. He's a he's a man of action, but because he can't stay in his seat and be told lies about his history, you let him use drugs that if you sold it on the street, you would serve a goddamn sentence for.
Hey, so here's the other thing, Charles. Right? Um, they do all that. Uh, it's racism and all of this
But let me cut you off for a second, Kerr.
Go ahead.
We know it's racism. We know it's all this. But don't be a goddamn handmaiden to the goddamn system. You got motherfuckers agreeing with these fucking foul ass teachers, saying, "Oh, he is a little hyper," because back in the day, your mother would take you to the park. What did COVID show you? A lot of these women hate being parents.
And a lot of us people that us dads that they want to keep us from, we love being parents.
Exactly.
We
Because
love
every time school comes up and there's uniforms that need to be bought, I don't hear one side of the family. I only hear the other. I see one parent go up there. I don't see the other. I had to jump in a goddamn teacher's ass like like I was jumping off the top rope like Macho Man Randy Savage to say if you ever say that shit about my son again, I bet you won't have a job. Try me. I'm daring you. And I'm not bashing on the women because guess what? Just like I gotta say to the men, step your fucking game up. You think I'm not gonna say it to the women? And see, that's the
that
problem.
is the same thing like you said, Charles, earlier, with Sin, right? You disagree with her on a lot, right? But you would kill a brick for her.
But guess what? Don't abuse that fucking shit either.
Indeed, I think a lot of Twitter has got to abusing us. You know what I mean?
Don't
Uh,
abuse that shit either.
yeah, yeah, that's what I think. They're abusing us over the fact that we will stand for them no matter the fucking.
How the fuck is it that you have a lady during COVID going to a goddamn dollar store because she's arrogant, don't want to listen to what is this Negro who's the security officer of this store telling me what to do, which he has full authority to do because he told you you have to leave. You go get your husband and your son, which was the husband's stepson, and they blow the motherfucker's brains out. But where's this bitch?
Oh, that shit can't stand. That shit cannot stand in the hood. Nowhere.
But you took a father away from somebody else. But you sacrificed your son and your husband for your selfish ass needs.
Over a 12-cent match.
What did BGS always say? Guilt, shame, need to be right. The three
Mm-hmm.
things. Does that sound like you give a fuck about black boys? No. Does that sound like you made an educated decision? No. Does that sound like you wanted to be the hero of the narrative? No. You were the goddamn villain.
Yeah.
Or in her terms,
Hey,
villainess.
look how we think about shit, right? We think down the road like playing chess, right? We think down the road. If I go here, then this might happen. If I go here, this might happen. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't military, but shit, it's like playing Call of Duty. Which
Let me break it down to you, crew. Do you think the story of Little Red Riding Hood would play the same if it was a boy?
oh, they would have said that nigga should have did some shit. You
You
should
know
have
what would have happened? Little Red in the hood would have been carrying a fucking axe.
Yep. Yes, sir.
He wouldn't have been out of no damn forest. Like, there's a wolf? Fuck that wolf. I'm gonna stay with you, Grandma, to make sure you're safe. I'm not gonna go
Hold
pick
on.
some fucking berries.
Wouldn't have never been in the goddamn hood by herself anyway. She'd have had
But
been all of
once
them.
again, see, these old folk tales and fairy tales has a lot of truth to it.
That goes
Now,
go
salute to the women who salute to the black women who do support us because God knows we love you and we need you.
Mm-hmm.
But so many of you too selfish. My homegirl I knew since third grade. You're always gonna be single if you think like that. I said single safe. Tell me what am I getting if I'm with predominantly the modern women now,
oh, but
long term.
who the hell is single, right? Motherfuckers got girlfriends and shit, but we just not married. You know what I mean?
I mean, really, dealing with a like, what are the benefits of dealing with her long term? The average woman. We're not talking about the great ones. The average. We're talking about average Joe Mo, Joe Smo, and Jane Doe.
All right. Let me tell you about like people like us, right? Charles, can you hear me? People like us, we'll have several women, right? And they'll know about each other and everything, but shit.
And guess what? And guess what the fuck will?
Motherfucker,
And guess what will? And guess what the fuck will happen when one isn't happy?
so that's why we don't sign a contract.
No. Not even a contract. I'll tell you what happened to a friend of mine 2 weeks ago. He had his phone. He's just dating the chick. No relationship, no marriage, no nothing. Just dating. She calls all the girls in his phone, co-workers and all, leaving messages.
No, that's dirty. That is dirty. That's dirty. I had a girl up here today. She's looking through all my text messages because my phone's unlocked when I'm in the house. Uh, she's looking through all my shit. I'm like, hey, you nosy ass. Well, guess what? Yeah, I do have other girlfriends. So guess what? You know what I mean?
But
We're
guess what?
dating. That's
But
how
at
we
the same time,
saying we're just dating.
if the same time, I gotta say this: if the chick was high quality, she wouldn't be single, would she?
Oh
She
no, hey,
she
not
would be she would be married, wouldn't she?
oh, especially not at our ages, Charles.
Mm-mm.
You know what I mean? I'm one above you, but shit, we're the same age. How's a girl single at this age or in the 30s? You know what I mean?
Did you see the screen that Chaos and I did about the Marcus Houston?
I caught, I might have caught some of it, but I didn't see all of it.
In case I want you to look at the playback. She's 19 and married. Why aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you shouldn't
We showed you. I
be old
swear to God.
and not
Thank
married.
you once again, Chaos. Because if we didn't show that goddamn Facebook post, people wouldn't believe us.
Yeah, I
How
know.
you how you gonna hate on a beautiful 19-year-old woman with a successful black man who has millions in the bank that could take care of her and all the generations coming? Why? Because you're jealous.
Mm-hmm.
You wall hitting,
Yeah, send me
jealous
that link.
fucking
Send me that
harpy.
link.
Oh, 19's a child. In what country?
Mm-hmm.
In the Jewish religion. How old are you when you get your bar mitzvah?
13, 16,
13, and you considered a what?
a whole entire woman.
Well, the serve mitzvah. But the bar mitzvah, you 13 and you a man.
Yeah.
But yet, if it would have been one of them 38, 40-year-old chicks marrying a 19-year-old, They'd have been celebrating.
That see,
Why can't you be happy for somebody and say, you know what? She did it right. She got a good damn man. She got a successful man. You know why? Because most of these chicks are out there fucking low lives, and they
Hmm.
can't get and they can't go any higher.
well, I agree with what they were talking about. It go back to arranged marriages. You'll learn to love that motherfucker.
I even had to tell my best friend, marriage was never about love. It was about fucking getting. It was about raising children, raising a family, and obtaining wealth.
Hmm. Love comes with
I
time.
put
The
those
old
some
African proverb said this best. Y'all guys hear me? They
Yeah.
never believe in the concept of say you marry for love on the average. Love comes with time, with growth. That's why always you look at any tradition, the father vet and make sure that you have some things in order that you could bring to the family before he even give you off to his daughter.
Oh, I give you one better, chaos. Um,
Woo, good to you.
hey,
How
do
you
you
doing, love? I gotta get you up here. I gotta get you up here. I gotta get you up here, man. See, I love having lovely ladies tell the truth. I don't have ass kissers on my channel. None of us are. I welcome people who don't, because number one, let's say it. People always ask me, if you had a 19-year-old daughter, if I vet the motherfucker and he truly loves her and he takes care of her and he has the money to do so, you're fucking right, I would.
yeah,
Get
exactly.
over it. Get over it. Because I would tell her, sweetie, the man loves you. You ain't gonna do any better. That is your pinnacle. That is your mountaintop. You're lucky to find that motherfucker early.
Hey,
But
guess
see,
what?
when you listen to the gynocentric shit, they're gonna tell you worry about your education. Your education does not make you a woman. Your education does not promise you a goddamn man. Being fit, feminine, fun loving, supportive, a good number two in command will keep you married forever. How the fuck is it? My great aunt buried my great uncle and they were married for 45 fucking years. The last time she seen her husband alive, which was my biological great uncle, kissed her on the cheek. He was feeling sick. Said, you know, baby, I just want to let you know I always love you and I always will. Sat in his chair, passed away peacefully. We all pray that we could get something like that.
Mm.
Charles, do you get to pick your brother? You get to pick your sister or your mother or your
But
cousin?
you get to pick your friends and your spouse.
Yeah, but once they your spouse, they just like your brother, right? Just like your sister. You know what I mean?
See, this is the problem, right? We got away. See, when we got away from tradition, we got away from consulting with your mother, consulting with your father, consulting with the elders of the community. Is this man or woman right for me? Every holy book and all three of the Abrahamic religions say, lean not to your own understanding. If I was a scientist, a social scientist, which we do have one, aka Professor Gray, and I had to take a hypothesis, are we building strong families currently in 2020? And if you ask me that question directly, I would tell you no. Why not go back to the methods that actually work? Why not go back to that effective man and that quality woman? That if I got called up for war, she ain't gonna be trying to sleep with Jody. If I had to go out of state, I'm not gonna be looking for nobody. Do we teach that, or do we teach thug and WAP culture?
Well, obviously, Charles, we don't teach that. The main society is teaching that. But shit, like I said, man, look, you don't get to choose your brother. You don't get to choose your mother. You don't get to choose your sister or anything like that. You get to choose your wife. You get to choose all of that, right? If you choose your wife, once you choose her, she's just like your brother. Your baby mama is just like your brother. You know what I mean?
Like I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I may lose subscribers from what I said earlier about Cynthia G. I will always call her a disingenuous motherfucker. But if somebody tried to hurt her and it's not warranted, yes, I will break that motherfucker's jaw. Because the gentleman in
Yes,
me will
Cynthia,
not allow that.
you don't agree with her, you don't like her, but you still love her. That's
Would you two gentlemen say that's the epitome of being a fucking gentleman?
yes.
Chaos?
Hmm?
Would that be the epitome of being a gentleman?
I would say that's the epitome of being a man.
Because you gotta understand something. She's always gonna be a disingenuous motherfucker to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying I'm her biggest fan, never will be. But as my role, as my fucking chosen profession as a protector, you don't allow nobody to come take a shit in your neighborhood. If I'm gonna say something to her, it's gonna be me.
If somebody
Everybody else stay the fuck
it's
out of
gonna be
family
over
business.
here. It's not gonna be no white folks. It's not gonna be no racist
It ain't gonna be no racist ass white boy. Hell no. I'm gonna be the first person if she says something stupid. I would tell her, like I've said it. How many times have I called her out on her bullshit? In real time, plenty. We got the recordings.
Mm.
but it's all good with that. You know what I mean? Like shit. I
But
don't like
see, the
I
prop,
don't
the
like my
prop, the
roommate
prop.
sometimes run with it. I don't like him sometimes. I cuss him out here in the crib. But when we on the streets, if anybody come at him, I'ma beat their ass. You
But
know?
guess what? Here's the issue. Here's the biggest issue. Would she do the same for the next black man?
I'm sorry. What you said?
Would she do it for a black man?
I think she would. I do think she would. And even if she didn't, so what? We still have to protect her because that's our sister.
My man, underrated darkness said, because you know why, Charles? There's a process goes with it, and it takes work. We know it does the work in the past, right? Nah, now too, but are what's they are willing to put in to work. See, you gotta. Oh, sometimes, goddamn it, taste of the cigar. See, you gotta put in work.
Mm-hmm.
See, we became these people of instant satisfaction, instant gratification, instant Quaker oatmeal. Even that bitch ain't instant. You got to put the fucking shit in for 2, 3 minutes any damn way. So when you look at this and you look at the issues we have as a people, we're supposed to be gentlemen first. You're not supposed to allow people to say, nah, first of all, I'm going to say it. Fantastic, or whoever's panel that was, you should have cut that motherfucker off at the fucking hip.
Facts.
There shouldn't have been nothing he could say. Stay the fuck out of family's business.
Mm-hmm.
Should black men listen to their women? Yes, they should be our advisors. But at the same time, if you want that protection from us, you're gonna have to be able to take that fucking chastising from us as well.
Hey Charles, hey, this how I see it, right? the girls, they whisper in our ears and tell us this what they want. Oh, I want a house, or I want a boat, right? I want this. I want, you know what I mean? I want you to not be getting killed and pulled over in the streets. You know what I mean?
See, see,
So
chaos.
they whisper in our ears about that,
Ca-
and we go make it happen.
Hey,
See,
crew, you trying to say something? Good.
see, crew. There's nothing wrong with a woman wanting something, but it's the man's job to keep her based in reality.
No, he's supposed to slap her back to reality. And what I mean by gotta tell her the actual truth. See, the problem with this space, where a lot of other brothers in the space, when it comes to our women, they're not being honest because they're afraid they're gonna hurt their feelings. They're gonna cuss them out. They're not gonna talk to them. Well, if that's the case, then you need to do what you need to do as a man because at the end, a woman's gonna show more respect that you stand firm on your convictions.
Exactly. It's like my ex. She wanted new clothing, $300 worth of clothing. She has so many damn clothes, but not enough closets. She was like, "But you would never give me all these clothes." I said, "Sweetheart, let's look at priorities right now. Do you have a dresser? You had to leave your dresser at your old house because it was destroyed from water damage. Let's get a dresser, a couple of nightstands, and somewhere to put the actual clothes. Where the fuck are you going to put them? In the living room?"
Oh, not to mention a house that doesn't get flooded, right?
Exactly. So your job as the man is supposed to keep her in reality. Her job as the woman is to inspire you. See the balance? Men and
Hey,
women are not equal.
saying, Charles, that's what I say. They could whisper in our ears all night. You know what I mean? And say this what they want. Oh, I want a Gucci purse. I want this, that. I want that. All
But
right.
yet, but yet, when we whisper in their ears,
No,
are we being heard?
no. I'm saying it's the same thing, but like the girl tell you she want the Gucci purse, she want this, that. But as the dude, you're telling her, well, I'm telling her, like, shit. Well, then shut the fuck up and let me do this shit so we can have this shit. And this is what I have to do this shit. You can't tell me, oh, well, it's a conquering army coming over here and say, well, you come hide under the bed with me. No, I gotta go outside and shoot. I gotta go outside and shoot to protect you to make sure you're here.
But guess what? Part of protection is what? What's the first step of protection?
Prevention.
Thank you. You don't set your men up for failure. You don't sell them out for failure. And as soon as you do that, you'll get the whole fucking race eradicated. That's the part that people don't.
Go to Cabrini Greens when it was back there, or Robert Taylor Homes and shit, and say your girl gassed you up to go raid the shit by yourself because you're a Chicago police officer, and you go raid the shit by yourself.
Which
That's
will never happen.
that you know what I mean? Like that's dumb.
Which will never happen. But guess what? The power of a woman is that power of suggestion. She's not strong with her physical prowess. That's the man's domain. She's not strong in her logic. She's strong in her cunning and her suggestion and her seduction. Think about that. What was said that was so powerful that make a man get up out of his fucking chair, take the son with him, his stepson with him, and go blow out a man's brain when she was the one wrong? You know what that man would have done if he was a real man?
Mm-hmm.
Sit your silly ass down. You were wrong. If anything, I'm gonna take your ass back to that store and you're gonna apologize to that security officer from doing his damn job.
That's right. Now imagine if a security officer was Caucasian, shit, she would not have brought that. But since he's black, it's like all guns blazing. See how
But
the
because, oh, go
Negroes
ahead. I'm sorry, Chaos.
see how Negroes think? They think in a way say I gotta be self-destructive. I must kill what I hate. Because damn sure it was white men doing that shit and tell us, yo, you're gonna have to go put the mask on or you're not coming
But,
for the store.
but not one time was that man in his rightful position of power. You could tell with that one incident who ran that motherfucking house. He was not the
Facts.
head of the house.
Facts. And let's go further. It shows and proves that black women don't want to hear the authority of a black man.
They don't. The average black
Black
woman does
man,
not.
the
Now
black
we
man
do.
killed because she will tell you, say, yo, he
I
just
disagree, Charles.
forget it.
The average black woman, it's the feminist black woman, but
The average black woman
not the
is a
average.
feminist. I've proven that. Come on, come on, crew. You've been on my panel before. I've been on panels with you before. I've proven it over and over. Did I say every black woman? No. But the average? Yes.
No, but I don't think it's the average black woman.
It's the average. Let me tell you why. I can pull up, we just pulled up fucking Facebook. We pulled up what random women said out of their mouths. You were there. How many motherfuckers remember the one chick who came on my fucking shit and said we're defeated?
Oh yeah, that chick with her who says she's in a relationship. Where's
Now,
Wally?
that I
How
think
many times, how many people were on my panel when we had that silly bitch come in my chat saying, are you a sexist because you don't believe women should be in combat? No, that's women shouldn't be. You should be protected.
hey Charles, I've come to I actually believe you because all the girls that I've seen around here, girls I've dealt with, um, they're damn near feminists too. Like for no reason. And it's not they watching YouTube or anything. That's what they do in real life. So yeah, I do agree with you. I'm sorry. I agree with
Yeah, indeed, indeed. But like I said, wait, it's mine. Yeah, I'm good. All right. Y'all hear me? Good. Um, everybody sign. Hold on. Hello.
you. Hey,
What?
we hear you chaos.
Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, good, good.
Yeah,
I
we
was
hear you chaos.
good, good. Let me say this.
Charles dropped off though. But
No, worry. Let me say this. You know, this is very revealing because sometimes I always step back and don't want to say that amongst this community that either the men and women have problems, but we just some real fucked up people, really. You know, we don't want to really change the outcomes of our situation.
hey,
We
but
like
what
to
you
bicker and
what
fight.
we fucked up chaos?
We bicker and fight. You know why we fucked up, man? Listen,
That's
a
just
lot of black people, men and women, don't really want to take no risk, even with the relationship part. How you hear the dude say they, and I'll say this. I was reading something on, was it Facebook? One dude talking about say on what Miss Nicole's doing, and he talked about I forgot what the post was. It was some dusty little logic. How he's saying that these women are gonna take you for all you got and all the stupidness. And I'm saying, dude, sit your ass down, man. And nobody really checking like you did robbing Peter and giving to Paul. I mean, geez. I mean, see one thing with marriage in the 21st century. Cause we're done with the old century in this new century now. We ain't even halfway into the century. We're only a generation. That dudes are becoming very much more ill, bro. I see dudes even on panels complaining, saying that they're gonna go broke, like literally go broke. And lets me know, as a man, if you're productive, got some shit, or hell, got some gainful employment and working, you will never go broke like that. I don't give a crap if you're married and she's entitled to a certain resource. if
Hey,
you
I
have.
agree with you, Chaos. Is
You're never gonna go broke
as long
because
as you don't
one thing. Let me say this.
do something better,
I'm gonna say this. It's gonna hurt a lot of dudes.
as long as you got one skill that you know how to do better than everybody else, motherfucker gonna need you, and you never gonna go broke.
I
If you
mean, I go further.
if you know how to uh,
True.
uh, mix, you know what I mean?
True.
Audio, shit like that. Can you hear me, Chaos?
Yeah, but I want to finish what I'm saying for you.
Oh, my bad.
One thing I'm gonna say is gonna hurt a lot of dudes is that let's be honest. These are a group of men. They're not really concerned about losing everything like that if they're dealing with their own women. I mean, you hear in these red pill space about they talk about how women change. They want to go back to this 50s type of model and all this nonsense. And I say, well, that's in the past. And really, you destroy it because your own brothers in the same construct of system that's in power made this way to make your life a little harder, not difficult. Now you complain about the women got little options, which here and there doesn't really matter. But I'll say this personally, it's it kind of makes sense why the system makes certain rules in place to control actions of men. And let me tell you why. Because if the European man moved the way how he moves now, he'll run ransack and leave a destitute of unproductive in his community with the bastards he makes with his own women. You know, the dudes up here, black man, you don't understand black bastardization until you know when if they put no laws in place for your ass, you will sit there have children left and right and feel that you can just continue to do what you want, don't take care of them, and then complain about the community that you reside in.
I'm back.
All right, you back? All right.
I
That's almost
was. I'm just gonna say this, like I was saying. See, when we look at these factors, can we truly say that we're better off now or are we worse off? Can't you can't go around here saying that you're not protected when people are willing to do murder and other vicious crimes on your behalf.
mm-hmm.
Yes, people should actually just take up their frustrations and sit down and understand what the hell's going on. They need to actually come together. You're going to need those effective men getting together with those quality women and rebuilding the community from scratch.
Hey,
What's
might I
gonna?
ask you a question, Charles? Did you hear about
Yes.
the guy? I'm sorry. Did you hear about that guy in B More got hit in the head with a brick?
Who did what?
Yeah, it was a white guy in, I guess, in B More or something. Uh, some guy walked up on him and I don't know, but I don't know if the guy that got hit had pre-existing conditions, but it happened. Somebody got hit in the back of the head with a brick. I guess he died, but he was one of them guys. So what? If that happens, it happens. I'm not um advocating for that, but if it happened, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But some,
At the same time, is that benefiting anybody in the community?
I
No.
would say yes. I would say yes
Now,
because just because in the early '60s, nobody was talking that peaceful protest shit.
now it
That's
depends on
done.
it depends on what's going on.
That's when they brought out Martin because
It depends on what's going on and depends on the circumstances. And I'm not talking on no weak need shit either. Because guess what? I'll give you a good example. Look at the protest of the NBA. You really
Mhm.
want to protest? Take all that money and start building schools for little black kids. Start
Fact.
educating them the right way. Why not become a see?
But
The
the
reason why the
risk,
reason why you got people up there taking knees and all this other bullshit because they don't want to spend the money. They don't want to put in the work.
Facts.
They want to make if it doesn't make front page news to put their name out there, then nobody wants to give a damn.
Hmm.
and that's why I came in with the I saved the Marines type shit. And if motherfuckers ain't really on this shit, if they don't stand on what they said they standing on, if somebody said what they gonna do and they did it, stand on it. If they don't stand on it, I don't trust them.
Think about it. You got too many people out there who's doing violence for the sake of violence, who's doing destruction for the sake of destruction, who's burning down stuff, but then they look around and they wonder why it's only their communities destroyed. It's never the people they want to aim their anger towards. They're living peacefully, but
Now,
then you wonder.
would ask you, I would ask you, Charles. If you say their community destroyed, who owns all the shit in that community? If you can,
Hmm,
who
who
owns?
lives in the shit with their community?
Yeah, but it's a bunch of people that are taking advantage of our community,
Exactly.
and
So
their shit getting burnt down. We don't
let
own
me
it.
let me put it to you this way: whether if you're renting or not, is that still a roof over your head?
Yeah, it's a roof, but shit, it ain't.
But if you burn your house just to feel a little heat, does that solve your problem or put you in a bigger one?
Yeah, all right. So I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I still think, in my opinion, and from the books I've read, that it's we're not heard. You know what I mean? Riots is the voice of the unheard. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Trying to say it very lightly, but you know what I mean? What the Constitution say, or the Declaration of Independence say, we got to either, you know what I mean? It's of the people by the people, and if the government doesn't serve the people, we can change it or destroy it. That's what the government said. They say we can't do this, but these the same motherfuckers that wanted the shit they did was illegal. It was illegal. It was the same shit, and they were saying the same shit to the Americans when the Americans did their shit to the British. So what's the difference?
The difference is did the col did the Continental Army have an army or do we have a standing army?
No, we got standing militia. We got us.
Well, is that army?
That's why they said we need to have a militia. No,
Let me put it to you this way. You give 48 million black people rifles. Let's take out some for the kids. Let's take out some for the men. We're only going to pick men between the ages of 16 and 45. How many tanks do we have? How many fighter planes do we have?
do those work against the people? No, I'm saying, do those work when the people say fuck that shit?
I mean, when the people say fuck it, but guess what?
Base. What
Is
when
You
it
gotta,
real weapons?
people 2,000 people run up on a base? You can't shoot
and
2,000 people
you
of your own citizens.
and you think
And they're not
when you throw CS gas out there,
I'm just
think
saying.
about it. Think about it. Do you know they will change the orders to shoot on sight if you try to get inside that base.
And then these Americans that went us Americans that went to every country and said, "Oh, we're not doing this because of you shoot your own citizens." What happens when Americans start shooting their own citizens?
They already doing it.
They do it to black men.
So now what the fuck happened? Now if they go
So
blow
in
their
other words, so
head
how many years have I said you need more black? If you want to change police policies, why not become the police?
Mm-hmm.
well, that would
Remember
be
when I said about instant gratification
I agree
earlier?
with that shit.
Huh?
That would be the Gray Faulkner initiative, and I agree
But
with.
yet, but yet,
But
how
you
many
fight
people how many people opposing it? Because guess what? You get two
too
thousand
many.
people riding anywhere. How many times we witness a ride and they destroy the people or the organizations they're riding against?
Uh, Let me ask you this though, Charles, if I may. How many people is in the military and police? It's probably 2 million in a country of 350 million.
There's over 100,000 jurisdictions in the United States.
Yeah, and it's how many police and military
There's
combined,
over 1 million law enforcement officers in the United States.
and how many military is it?
The active military is 1.8 million.
All right, damn it, call it 2 million, right? But guess what? They're not all in the U.S. And then also, what happens
Let me put it to you this way.
in the
How,
U.S.?
let me answer your question real quick.
U.S.
How
citizens?
many how many people are in China's standing army?
I don't know.
1 million.
Mm-hmm.
So their standing army, we have roughly about what, if you count all the reserves, and so their standing army, not including their reserves, is 1 million. Our standing army is about what, half of that, 500,000. But if you count roughly around 700,000, 1.8 million, if you count all our military personnel.
Hmm.
Do you know what keeps other countries from invading the United States?
Enlighten me.
So enlighten you?
Yeah, enlighten me, Charles.
Overwhelming military might.
Damn. You
It
should
would
know
be
this.
like a fucking blizzard of fucking missiles and fucking projectiles.
But
Yeah,
crew, oh, before you continue, Charles, crew, you should already know this, right? You've been around the great Charles for years now. You should already aware of this now.
So when I tell people about strategy, I'm not just talking from the side of my ass. That's the reason why the Gray Falcon Initiative exists. Okay.
hey, I'm with
If we go off of what we're doing, what we're trying to prevent is being emotional, which is the number one thing that you've seen the last generation of young black males become. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna get us annihilated. All these riots and stuff, and they're looking to create a race war.
I agree with you.
You got to look at it. Soros and his Black Lives Matter, those Marxists, they're doing all this shit because they want political power. They are his proxies, his field commanders. They want black men to go out there aimlessly so they can rule you. Okay?
Uh, Look,
There are no vacuums in nature. Nothing's done without a purpose in political arenas. Okay?
hey, look, I think the same thing, right?
This is the same. Hold up. This is the same reason why a lot of those women didn't agree with me about she's 19, she's too young to be married. Says who? That same book that you call a Bible. That 13, 14, 15-year-old boy will be married. But people don't read their own literature, do they?
No, they don't.
But if I give you a plan that says in 10 years you can rebuild the middle class, which every country needs because the poor can't afford shit and the super rich don't buy shit. I want you to think about that. Instead of actually going off the rails, we need to pull back the horses and be strategic. Not one time did somebody talk about reparations to Biden or anybody else. You got people out there celebrating Kamala Harris, and she put more black men in jail than a lot of people.
Her
She's
and
part
Biden
of the
that shit.
and Biden. You people talk about, oh, we need to get people so concerned about getting
enforced the law.
people so concerned about getting Trump out of office. Do you know who you putting in the office? Somebody you really think it's going to be hard for you to get a black man now when they're all locked up? It goes back into that foresight and thinking in the future.
That's why I fuck with you, man. Can you hear me? Like it's the same way I.
No, you sound low. You can't jump out and jump back in. Your audio's too bad, man.
Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah.
All right, so it's the same thing, right?
Sound low.
You're tasked with enforcing it, right? But you don't. Kamala enforced Biden's law to the letter. Okay, let me not bring you into this. Kamala enforced Biden's law to the letter. She locked up more people that you could have locked up ever as a black police officer. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Motherfucker set the laws and said, "This is what you do. This is what you don't do. This, you know what I mean?" And all right, so you grab the motherfucker for a little weed. Well, guess what? When it's in Kamala's hands, it's out of your hands. You know what I mean? And then now Kamala, really, this motherfucker getting a year for a bag of weed. You know what I mean? For a bag of weed?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they said we're gonna lock your nigga ass up for this weed, and not only that, you're gonna plead. You're gonna take a plea deal, and after you find the actual evidence, we're gonna still keep you in jail. We're gonna hold everything. We need to make money off you. Stay a nigga ass in jail.
Because we need you to put out the fires for us rich Hollywood people. Hey, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go on mute, but I'll be right back.
Well, you go do that. But we might. I'm not trying to talk from the on.
We're about to wrap this one up.
But like I said, I think it's proven enough that you're not gonna get far in anywhere in America or anywhere in general once you start destroying black boys. It's proven evident. Data has been factual. The community is a result of this. And if you think that your black boys will come out your pussy and they'll come out and do what you expect to do and think you'll see them change the community, you're sadly mistaken, chicks. You are sadly motherfucking mistaken. You got to put some sacrifice and work. And hell, if you don't want to do it, give them to the father. The father probably would do a better job than you. Because it's evident that, you're very ill-effective as a parent from the end of the century going on to new century. And that's not really back. That's just the reality of what we're seeing now. I don't give a fuck what women tell me. I say, well, these men should not walk out. They should co-parent, tag along. Tag along for what? First of all, if there was nothing in long term where this man said he's going to take you as a wife, or let's go for you're not even going to give him a killing. There's no such thing as co-parent.
It's
Because
either you want or not.
to be a parent or to work with, you have to be able to submit your will and work with the man. And a lot of women have shown that they will not work with no man either at all because they want them to cater to their feelings. They want to be in charge, or whatever you want to say. Because you hear it every day, Charles, often. They say they want what? A partner. I want to still be the boss. So that's my last words, bro. I know it's getting late. I know you're getting tired. I was getting a little tired too. I'm trying to hold up much. I had to switch off the studio. So, I ain't going to play much music now because I just turned it off.
Yeah. So definitely, I want everybody to take at heart those 3 things that the community does not like. And imagine if we would have got that support of all that money by people who look like us. Instead of putting on shirts and backwards jerseys, donate the money, support local schools, build local schools.
I'm back.
Hey, you're gonna have to you're gonna have to take your steps and learn. Because sooner or later you're gonna find out how dangerous it is with this rugged individualism. And tomorrow we shall have something new and fresh.
Hey, I don't be going live all the time, but I wish you would come out here and patrol out here. You'll see in Fargo, North Dakota, this shit is worse than fucking. Oh my god, this shit is bad. You'd be like, I'm going back to Bmore where they shooting. These motherfuckers stabbing out here.
All right, crew. Thanks for joining the panel. And we are out here.
Good night, black people. So take care and good night.
Woo!